hard part. It's Holy Week.
Yeah, it makes people really curious about the investigation when you look at the timing. But at 5 minutes after the hour, if you were watching Fox News last night, you saw something you probably weren't expecting, although we were promoting it quite effectively. Bernie Sanders for a complete hour with Martha McCallum and Brett Baer, but most importantly, a lot of supporters in the audience, and it was a true town hall.
They were in front of that steel mill in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania that shut down, and there were a lot of people in the audience that had questions for that. That's a Democratic area, but President Trump did win that area.
Right. And just before Bernie took the stage at 6:30 last night, at 6 o'clock, he released 10 years worth of his taxes. And, Bernie, through his career, has called for an economy that works for everybody, not just the 1%. And according to the taxes, Bernie is part of the 1%. In the years 2016 and 2017, thanks to the economy and selling his book, he made over $1 million in those 2 years. This past year, he paid an effective federal tax rate at 26%. And when you think about it, he's railed against the 1% and capitalism. And he was asked about, well, Bernie, isn't this proof that capitalism works? He was prepared for that question, and he had this answer.
Your taxes do show that you're a millionaire. You did make $1 million in 2016, 2017. You're right, the 561 in 2018. But your marginal tax rate was 26% because of President Trump's tax cuts. So why not say, I'm leading this revolution. I'm not going to take those.
Come on, we're doing. I pay the taxes that I owe. And by the way, why don't you get Donald Trump up here and ask him how much he pays in taxes?
We will. Well, we'd love to have.
We would love to have that question.
Get him up
We
here.
absolutely
And
will.
the president, I guess the president watches your network a little bit, right? Hey, President Trump, my wife and I just released 10 years. Please do the same.
You spend a lot of time vilifying millionaires.
No, I don't vilify. Just so happens that the very wealthy are doing incredibly wealthy. It's not vilifying to say that people have a whole lot of money, in some cases billions of dollars of wealth. They should pay their fair share of taxes.
So when asked that question, he deflected.
Well, he said there are certain things that are a right if you're an American, and one of those was health care, another was free education. But Martha really pressed him on asking him about who's going to pay for this free health care. And he kept saying it's Medicare for all, Medicare, it's going to be free. She said, how is it going to be free? Listen to this.
But look, Martha,
whether it's in your income tax or your payroll tax, you're going to pay.
Look, healthcare is not free. You never heard me suggest that we're going to magically.
You just said it was going to be free for everyone.
It's going to be free at the point of when you use it, okay? And you go to, why are you so shocked by this? You're not paying any more premiums. You're not paying any more co-payments. You're not paying any more deductibles. But does that mean you're not going to pay something? Of course it does. You're going to pay more in taxes.
Right. So he believes if everyone just pays more in taxes when you go to the doctor, it'll all be free. In terms of quality wait times, i.e., look for an example in Britain and Canada, when the Committee for a Responsible Budget reviewed Bernie Sanders' plan, which to his credit he released last week in detail, it turns out only 45% of medical costs were paid, and it would be about $14 trillion more added to the national debt. And the version of Medicare for All appears to add more in cost, but also more in taxes, partially to pay for the plan. He's addressing an issue people care about. I get it, and that's laudable. But in terms of details, when asked to defend the follow-up, he immediately deflected. Everything was either a deflection, what about Trump, and a put-down about Fox. That was his decision, and that was his way of parrying. I guess that's a tactic. I guess skilled politicians deflect. But it got a little tiresome after an hour.
Brett actually asked him, he said, can we get over the Fox thing?
Look, he knew what the questions were going to be. He had answers prepared. He knew what he was going to do. He was very smart for coming on Fox because, he was able to give his side of these questions that we talk about all the day, every day regarding all sorts of stuff. And he's got his answers out there. And now you've seen it. And now you know a little more about Bernie Sanders. We're going to be talking more.